Hello guys, we have all the Gen 8 Pokemon. We just them based off the designs because that as well. And yeah, Meltan and Melville don't really count as they're Gen 7 Pokemon. So we'll just kind of ignore them because Meltan and Melville came out before Gen 8, so they really out Gen 7 Pokemon. But yep, we'll be ranking all of the actual Gen 8 Pokemon. I'll make a list for this is the one. Yeah, these are Gen 7 Pokemon. Yeah, these go into Gen 7 category because they should be counted of all the Gen 7 Pokemon. So we bring in all of the Gen 8 Pokemon. And contrary to popular belief, not every Gen 8 Pokemon has a horrible design. Gen 8 has some pretty ugly and horrible Pokemon designs. But we'll get to them in the few later. So first is Grookey. Grookey is a pretty cute monkey Pokemon. I'll put an ATL. Flaky looks pretty weird and odd. Middle Stage Syndrome again. Probably the worst of the three Middle Stage evolutions. This is like Prinplup all over again, Gen 4. Prinplup is a very ugly mid-evolution. And next is Wereboom, which is in CTO. No, I'll put in BTO. It's okay. Scorbunny is BTO. Reboot, it's beat CTO. Better than Fracky. Next is Cinderace, which goes below Scorbunny. I do like the personality those Pokemon have, so at least they're not. Next is Sobble. Sobble's pretty cool. ATO. This middle stage, it's another middle stage syndrome. It's still better than Flacky. I'll put it in above Flacky. Next is Inteleon. I like its design concept a lot. It's a spy Pokemon. So it's an ATO. It's a spy Pokemon. It reminds you of James Bond. Next is this Squirrel Pokemon. It's not a bad design. I put it in BTO. Not a bad looking Pokemon. This is just a meme Pokemon. This is okay for the memes. I put it in DTL. It's not an FTL Pokemon. It's a meme Pokemon. It goes in low FTL, DTL. Next is Rookie D. Just a generic bird goes in CTL. There's just another generic bird. Okay. They just want to give Corviknight pre-evolutions. And they just go in CTL. CTL. Corviknight I think goes in STL. Easily. Blipbug, yeah, for FTL. Completely ugly and horrible design. It's like they squished Blipbug's design is horrible. When I first saw it, I was like laughing. I was like, this is what Game Freak could come up with? That was okay. It's a cocoon bug. It's a cocoon. Your standard typical cocoon Pokemon. Orbeetle's pretty cool. It's based off, scientists and stuff. I know they're trying to do a whole scientist theme, but I think it's one of those lines that get better over time. Next is the Fox Pokemon, which looks like it has poop for its tail. I always thought that was funny. So for that, it goes in CTO. Next is Feeble. It's just a repod clone. That's all it is. All Feeble is. Next is this plant thing. This is probably one of my least favorite grass types. This looks so weird. And next is Gossifleur, which I could put in DTO. There's two very forgettable Pokemon. Wooloo, probably the most overrated Pokemon in the history of Pokemon. Okay, not the most overrated Pokemon. One of the most overrated Pokemon. I'll put it ATL. Double, pretty. Okay, that's not double. Stop tricking me, game. Next is double. Double goes in BTL. It's a good C Pokemon. Here. Next is this total Pokemon. Yeah, FTL. It looks ugly. Not as bad as Blipbug, but still ugly. It's right now that goes in STL. It's pretty cool. Next is Yamper. It's a dog Pokemon. I'm not a big dog person, so it goes in BTL double. Boltund. Well, Manectric is better, so it's just trying to rip off Manectric, so it's CTL. Next is, the Geodude ripoff Pokemon. Even Rocket Roll is a bad Geodude ripoff. It's just a Walker for an eye. It rolls on. People say, oh, it's just an amazing design. No, it's DTL. It's freaking DTL. Next is this thing, another middle stage things with Pokemon. Probably was probably one of the ugliest middle stage evolutions I've ever seen. This Pokemon actually looks cool. This looks like Tyrant. This looks cool. It goes in ATL. That one actually looks cool. Next is Applin. I actually was rabbit design, but I realized that it's based off of bugs living in apples, so it goes in BTL. Next is a flying apple. Yeah, this is yeah, yeah, it's BTL. Next is Appleton, the fat apple. Uh, goes in BTL. I mean, that apple line goes in BTL. Next is Sandy Conda. Well, Sandy Conda is this one. here goes in CTO. Next is no Sandy Condor is this one. That's Silly Cobra. I think that's Silly Cobra. This one's Sandy Condor. One of them. This is oh he's all right. Clam wants it's a bird. I thought it was pretty funny. But it is just another fist. Oh, it is just another fist. These are just. I like the second stage though. Second stage is pretty amazing. Goes in ATL. Here. Next to this thing, it reminds me of that thing from My Little Pony, so it goes in CTL. Next is Toxicity. Well, definitely way better than its pre-evolution. As for the its pre-evolution just reminds me of that thing from My Little Pony. That's its other form, so yeah, we'll not be ranking its other form. Next is Centipede. Yeah, it's S tier. It's a centipede of a mustache. What more did you ask for? Next is Senti Squirts, Ghost Swords in S tier. It seems that they have really been improving on the bug types over the past years, except for Bitbug. Next is Quabapus. Yeah, very boring and basic design. It's another first stage evolution that you just want to get rid of really quickly to get to the next stage evolution. This is a pretty good Pokemon. The Grapplewalk, I think its name is. Next is Sinistea, it's a teapot. It's a ghost type. It's actually pretty unique. It's a ghost possessing a teapot. So Poltergeist, it's okay. It's BTL. Okay, it's not that horrible. Next, this is normal. This is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon lines. The Hat Pokemon. Yes, we see. This actually reminds me of the CP things from Kirby, so it goes in CTL. Then we have Hatchling. It goes in DTL. These Pokemon are probably the most overrated line of Pokemon I've ever seen. And this Pokemon always goes in CTL because at least it's a decent Pokemon battle. Next is Impidimp, pretty good, unique concept. Game Freak was, like trying to hide this Pokemon for a long time. Pretty cool concept, goes in ATL. Next is basically the, middle stage. I think this fits more than the other one down here, this guy down here. I think it fits more. Because it's supposed to be a base of imps and like demons and stuff. Then we have Grimmsnarl, I think it's probably the worst of the three. As well. Next is Growlithe Zigzagoon. Yeah, now we're linking the Growlithe forms. Growlithe Zigzagoon is the reskin of Zigzagoon, that's all it is. Zigzagoon isn't even that great. Same thing of Rhinoon. I like that how they have more feral forms. Next is Obstagoon. There's no way you can not rank it in STL. Obstagoon's a pretty good evolution. Next is Glorian Meowth. Yeah, this goes in detail for this F tier for this being another version of Meowth. We really need another version of Meowth. Next we have this Pokemon's okay. He's okay. Forgot its name, but he's okay. Oh yeah, Pearl Circle or something it's called. Glorian Stunfisk is pretty cool. I like Stunfisk as a whole, so it goes CTO. Glorian Corso is pretty unique because it's based off Dying Coral, and that's a pretty unique concept for Pokemon, so it goes to ATL. And then Corso is like dead coral Pokemon, like coral dies and stuff. It turns to a ghost type. It becomes very sad because it's no longer in this realm. Pretty sad, but it's pretty good for design. Next is Glorian Farfetch'd. Goes BTL. Goes around here. Pretty decent. Next is... Oh wait, that's Amped Toxicity form. Surfetch'd, we all know this goes in SS tier. That's the best of the best. That's one of the best of the best. This is Glorian Dalmaka. Goes in C tier. Dalmaka has never been one of my favorite Pokemon. Same thing with Darmanitan. Darmanitan has never been one of my favorite Pokemon, so it goes in BTL. Glorian Rapidash reminds me of My Little Pony, but still cute, so it goes in ATL. Next is Glorian Rapidash. This is a pretty good unicorn Pokemon. Goes in STL. They have tried to do unicorn Pokemon so many times. They did Keldeo. Rapidash was a original unicorn Pokemon. They actually made Rapidash look like an actual fairy unicorn, like where people think of unicorns and like myths and stuff. Oh yeah, this thing goes in F tier. I hate this design. It just looks so ugly. Especially its shiny. Its shiny is horrible. Its shiny is absolutely horrendous. Mr. Mime, I hate Mr. Mime already. So, go ahead, Mr. Mime. Oh, hate Mr. Mime already. It's already you're basically making a form for Pokemon I already hate. So it's already pretty hard to like Glorian Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime's okay. I like how it looks like it looks like Mr. Monopoly, so it goes in C tier. Definitely way better than Mr. Mime as well. Next is Galarian. Yamask. I like how it's inspired by Egyptian hieroglyphs and stuff like that, and Runikus is pretty okay design. BTL. Oh yeah, Melkumi goes in DTL. Alcremie, yep, goes with these things. If it didn't have a such a unique evolution method, it would probably be an FTL. Cause I hate this thing. It's just stupid. Its design is stupid. I hate this thing ever since it came out. Following Swords from it's basically like a bunch of soldiers, and that's a pretty cool concept. So it goes in top of STL. Pendleton, yeah, probably the worst Pokemon this generation so far when we looked over. It's just a freaking butt. It's a sea urchin with a butt for a face. And it's not even water type, it's only electric type. And it should be water electric type. And it doesn't even have an evolution. It's just an ugly Pokemon, horrible design. And it's just one of the worst designs they have ever came of. Snom, however, Snom is, yeah, we all know Snom goes and Snom goes up here. There's no questioning that. There's no questioning the new king of Pokemon, is Snom. Okay, next is Frostmoth. Well, Volcarona is better, so it still goes in AG. Yes, Snom has one of the world's space stats total, but people like Snom because it's Snom. And yeah, Frostmoth is a pretty good Pokemon. Very similar to Pokemon. Yeah, Stonjourner FTL. It's just an ugly design. Ugly design. Horrible design. Iskew. Well, looks like it looks like straight out of fan art Pokemon. I like how it has a pretty good ability. It's very similar to Mimikyu. It goes in CTL. Next is Idini, very boring in brand design. Same thing with Morpeko, another Pikachu clone. I don't know why Game Freak keeps making these Pikachu clones when they're just mostly the same. I think Morpeko's probably second worst of all the Pikachu clones. Clone's the only one that's the only, yeah. Oh yeah, we have hangry and non-angry mode. Oh yeah, that's a great gimmick. We have an actual elephant Pokemon. This is the elephant Pokemon. This one goes here. Its evolution's pretty great. It goes in ATL. It's finally have an actual elephant Pokemon for once. Donphan's not really an elephant Pokemon because it like rolls around and stuff. It's kind of like a wheel. It's based off like wheel. Yeah, these fossils go FTL. These are probably my least favorite fossils of all time. They're still better than Pinarton. Pinarton's probably and Blipbug. These are probably the second. These are probably the second next to worst. Dragonvish is actually useful in the meta game, so goes up these guys here. Goes up here. It's actually pretty strong. Then we have Octavis, which just looks like a giant fist. Weird thing. And it's just these fossils are just not that great. If it was my opinion, I would put them all by each other, but these are probably the worst. No, that one's the worst. This one's slightly better. And it just looks horrible. And again, people are going to try to defend these fossils. Oh, they're based off what British people used to do with fossils. It doesn't make them good Pokemon, guys. Okay, it doesn't make them good Pokemon. Next is this thing, Duraludon. Not that great. Its Gigantamax form is just ugly. It's just not that great. Next is Dreepy. Dreepy's a pretty good design. Goes in ATO. Next is the second evolution. I don't know what's... I know the third form is, but I don't know what this one's called. It's pretty cool design. Goes ATL. Dragapult is, of course, the pseudo legendary of this generation. Probably one of the higher pseudo legendaries. And I haven't even played these games. It would probably be up the higher pseudo legendaries, of all time. Next are the legendary dogs. These are better than the excuses of legendary Pokemons we have further down on the list. Zamazenta, I think, is a BTL, and Zacian's probably CTL. Next we have Eternatus, looks like an Ultra Beast. It looks like an Ultra Beast, and yeah, we don't know, it doesn't even look like a Pokemon, but I think that's the whole point of Eternatus, is that it's not supposed to look like a Pokemon at all. Next is Galarian Slowpoke. It's Galarian Slowpoke. How can he, it's this Slowpoke. How can he hate Slowpoke? Slowpoke has always been a BTL Pokemon. Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro goes here. BTL as well. Galarian Soul King. Galarian Soul King is pretty cool. Its design concept is pretty cool, so it goes in ATL. Next is Kubfu. Kubfu's pretty good design. It goes in BTL. Urshifu, I think Urshifu goes a PL. Zarude is a pretty decent design. It's not a scheme of mythical Pokemon, but it goes in BTL. Next is the legendary birds. I think this is probably Articuno's probably my least favorite of the three of these ones. It goes here. It's still an S tier though. There's Moltres. I think we skipped over Zapdos. Moltres goes here. Moltres is pretty cool. Goes in SS tier. Same thing of Zapdos. Zapdos is pretty cool. Goes up here. Articuno goes here. So yeah, all the legendary birds, I think they did a pretty good job of them. They're probably the best Weasel forms besides. No, so far it's not Weasel form, but it's an evolution to a Weasel form. I think they're probably the best Weasel forms ever made. You know, besides Oro and Marowak, that also would go up in S tier. Next is the Regieleki. It's okay. It's not a. It's an okay design. Okay Pokemon. It goes in B tier. Drago's pretty cool though. Drago's pretty cool. It goes in A tier. But again, the Reggies were never my favorite group of Pokemon. And this is when we're going here. These next three Pokemon. These freaking horses are probably the worst legendary Pokemon ever made. They are boring, they are uninteresting, and they suck. Okay? These things, what were they thinking? Oh yeah, we gotta make these Pokemon just like generic horses. Okay? This is like the world. This is like, when they made, Game Freak has always made a few designs that are like super boring, super generic. Gen 1 had Seal, Gen 2 had Statler, Gen 3 had, what was Gen 3? But Gen 3 had Luvdisc. Gen 4 had, a few pretty horrible design Pokemon. Gen 5 had a few pretty generic Pokemon. Gen 6 can't really think of any, and Gen 7 had, a few as well. But these are probably the lowest battle Game Freak has ever done for any sort of Pokemon ever. And these are legendaries too. Legendaries, okay? Legendaries. They are even more boring than the Lake Trio in Gen 5 in terms of designs. Okay? These are that's why. Next is Calyrex. I do not like Calyrex design, but Calyrex at least has a good story behind the Pokemon. It at least has a good storyline behind Calyrex, but I still don't really think Calyrex is really good design. The proportions for Calyrex just look odd to me. I just do not like the proportions of the Pokemon, so it probably goes here. But still, if you watch Crown Tons story, at least has a good storyline, so it goes in CTL. But I still get bothered by its proportions here, and yet we're not ranking all the Alchemy forms or the Calyrex fusions because they're basically we're ranking the two Pokemon already. And really, that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.